petroleum, some fragrance, some dye, and several other little elements. Blended up in a high-speed mixture. It looked really pretty. Not as pretty as this right here. Not as pretty as this candy right here. This hair candy right here. You guys see this? This hair candy. I know you can't smell it from over there, maybe. But this is hair candy. This hair candy is really I don't want to use the word crack, but because crack is whack. But no, this is it right here. But this is our formula that really took us to open up the lane to promote several other formulas within this brand. And you have to find out what is going to work for you. That's going to require a lot of R&D. That means research and development, and it's going to require a lot of trial and error. And it's not an overnight process. But we're not building this brand so it can be an overnight brand. We're building this brand so it can be sustainable, so it can have some legs, and really we're creating legacy. We just, meaning black people, we really just don't own enough brands out here, and we want to go ahead and get into that space. So this is an opportunity for us to create something, own something, and if you decide to sell it, that's up to you. And if you decide to have something you can pass on to your children, that's up to you. But it has to be started, and you have to create something. You can't really have a whole world of doing things, building other people's empire forever. It got to be at some point that you take the chains and you decide to, steer this thing into your direction of what you want to do for yourself and destiny, and just to fulfill your own personal fantasies. I think at the end of the day, I used to say we all want to be great. I don't think we all want to be great. I think we all want to be happy. And being happy doesn't require everybody to be at the head of the pack. Personally, I don't always like to be at the head of the pack. Sometimes I like to be in the middle of the pack so I can relax a little bit and let them other horses run, But for what I'm doing right now with this hair product game, this is something I'm passionate about. This is something that I'm creating a legacy on again. And it's also giving my friends, family, my children an education into entrepreneurship and how to really market this business on a multimedia platform. I'm going to go into some of that right now of how to market your business on a multimedia level platform. Some of the things that I use are like Instagram, IFTT, that's if this and that, Facebook ads, pay-per-click ads, which are Google ads, which also can be all affiliated with Instagram and IFTT and all the same things. And I'll go into that in a little bit later on down the line. A couple other things I want to go into in this legal before I go down the list is you have to have your EIN number, right? Anybody know what EIN number is? You know? You don't know? Well, Google it up, and I want you to tell me at the end of the class what EIN number is. Okay? Tax ID number, that's pretty much obvious. It's just a number that you register up under for your taxes, so you can be identified, and your company can kind of let you, or the state can let you know how much you owe, blah, blah, blah. I want to go into also make sure you have your business checking account. Now you're going to need some of these other pieces to the puzzle before you go in and get that. Now I know business checking account sounds pretty simple to most of you guys. And I know everybody in here usually has a business checking account, which is fine. But for those people who do not have a business checking account, you need to bring the business documents in there provided so you can get what you need done. And part of that is EIN and tax ID number. So make sure when you go in there that you have what's required so you can get your business checking account. That way you keep your finances and stuff separate from your personal. When I first started my business, I made a lot of mistakes, so that's how I can tell you what to do and what not to do, because I went in with personal and had all my stuff kind of mixed up. So we coming out of that now. But don't do like me, and do that part. If you don't do that part, you'll be good. All right, I want to go into big box, wholesale, and retail. Big box is what we call Target, Walmart, Walgreens, etc., things like this. It's a process of getting into big box. First, you have to have product on deck to do that. Now, it was a time that my mind was really like, I didn't know how big this business could be, I didn't know how much money I could make with this business, and I didn't know how many opportunities and how many blessings God was going to provide for me with this. So when I first got into it, I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but I was dreaming about having 200 units. I dreamed about having 200 units. You know, now I have thousands of units. You know, it was a time when my first year I did $2,500 in the whole year. My first year I did $2,500. And I was happy just to have a side business that made any money at all, be honest with you. You know, now I have $2,500 days. I have $4,000 days. You know, and it's not every day, you know, but it happens. And I know the potential of this business. So this is where I'm at. This is my home. And this is where I'm going to stay because I know that the opportunities within this business are really unlimited. Now I'm going to go into wholesale. When you're talking about selling wholesale, and when you talk about a product, you want to have 3 price scales. Okay, you want to have the price scale where you come in at. That's what you're making it for. Like, say I'm making this product for. Let me take this one. It's a little easier. Making this product for $2, right? No, for $1. I'm going to sell it. That's tier 1, my price. I'm going to sell it to the wholesalers, right, for $250, right? Now, most wholesalers like to buy something that they can sell for at least 40% markup, which is pretty much standard industry. Now, this product is selling for $6, which really gives you 70% markup on here. So that means your margin. Your margin is the cost in between what you pay for that product and what you sell that product for. So their margin is really in that 60-70%, which is really fantastic for this particular product. Now, when we first came with this one, our price scale was a little off. And this lets you see the experience in making your product. Now, when I do this, my margins are equally as big as it is in this, but more people have $5 to spend than they have $12 or $10 to spend. The magic number in the pricing game is really $8.99. Going through the business for some years, of course, I learned these things, so now I understand what it takes to make these things work. So it's not just having a pretty package, which is a very good looking product, but it's not just about having a good looking product. It's also about having a good pricing structure that's going to allow you to really make the money and let everybody in scale. That means your wholesaler, that means your retailer, that means, you know, yourself, of course. Everybody has to make money in this thing or it's not going to make sense. And one thing about pricing our product at $250 wholesale, it gives the retailer a chance to, he can market high at $6.99 or $5.99, but he can also drop it all the way down, you know, to $4.50 and still make that original 40%. You know what I mean? If he so desires. So what we want to do is always leave room for that man, which is the wholesaler, to make money because he's going to market your product, he's going to distribute your product, he's going to be the face person for that brand. And with that being said, you want to make sure they have everything they need to be successful.